Hi, welcome to class. I'm Lori. Today is yin. So we're going to do some long holds and stretches. And when I say long, I just mean a minute or two. So we're not going to just get into the pose and quick get out. We're going to focus on shoulders, get a little bit into the neck so that we can release some tension and stress when we hold on to all of that stuff right here. So we want to loosen that all up, get a nice gentle stretch, and I think it'll feel really great. So before we get started, grab some blocks or anything you can use in place of blocks. If you don't have them, grab a strap or a towel or a hand towel, and maybe a rolled up blanket. So we'll use those throughout the class. So grab those props, have them handy, and meet me on the mat. Okay, so we're gonna get started with just a couple stretches, but nothing right now that we're gonna hold for a long time. Just some movements, get some movement into our shoulders and our neck. So I want you to grab your strap or a towel, whatever it is that you have. Place it out in front with your hands wider than your shoulders. And what we're gonna do is lift all the way up and then reach it all the way back. Just take it nice and slow, back up, and then forward. We'll just do a couple more of these. And if you notice that maybe you need to take the hands a little bit wider, or maybe you need to take the hands a little bit closer, just notice how the stretch feels, how the movement feels, getting deep into the armpits and the shoulders. We'll just do 2 more rounds. So up and back. And 1 more, back up. And we're done with that. So just place that to the side for a sec because we're gonna come right back to it. What we're gonna do now is just a couple neck rolls. So let your chin drop towards your chest. And then take your right ear towards your right shoulder, but keep drawing your left shoulder down. And then slowly draw the back of the head towards the back and the spine. And then over to the left ear towards left shoulder, drawing the right shoulder down. And then chin to your chest. And we'll reverse that. So left ear to left shoulder again, keep drawing the right shoulder down. And then towards the back. And then right shoulder, right ear. And then chin towards the chest. And then you might want to grab your strap again or your towel. So we want to clasp. You can, okay, we're going to reach the right arm up and bend the elbow. Clasp your hands behind you or use the strap. Place the strap in the right hand or your towel and just grab onto the towel. And then push with your head against your wrist so that your arm is not forcing your head forward, okay? So keeping straight. And then just start to stretch over to the left. So we're getting a nice stretch along the entire right side through the rib cage. And keep pushing the head back against the arm so that you're not collapsing here. Just 1 more inhale. And then we'll come back up and release. And we'll take it to the other side. So left arm up, bend the elbow behind your head. Right arm up behind. And either clasp hands or use the strap or the towel. Press the back of your head against your left wrist so that you're not collapsing. Again, you're getting up nice and tall. And then start to bend over to the right. One more inhale. And then coming back up to center, release, maybe shake it out a little bit, roll the shoulders up and back. Okay, now we're going to start our yin poses, the poses that we're going to hold for probably about 2 minutes each, okay? So it's only a couple stretches, but when you get into the pose, just start to relax physically, and then just focus on your inhales and exhales so that the mind and your thoughts can also start to relax. And with the relaxation, both physically and through your thoughts and your mind, you'll really start to just naturally release tension. And at the same time, you'll be getting a nice stretch in the areas that tend to get all tight when we're stressed, and holding on to all of that, okay? So we're gonna get into the pose, and then I'm gonna go quiet for a little while so that you can find your meditative, relaxed state. So once we get there, don't think that the video has stopped. I will be there to take you out of the pose and go to the other side or the next pose, but I'll go quiet so you can really just focus on yourself, on sensation, on your thoughts, on your breath, okay? Because I want you to start that journey inward for you, all right? So we are gonna lay on our belly, and we'll take, I'll show you first this way. Right arm underneath your chest. So you want your elbow directly under your, even with your shoulder. So if your elbow's out here, you gotta tuck it in, okay? And then walk the right hand all the way over to the left and drop your forehead or the side of your face down to the mat. Left arm reaches forward. So you're gonna feel a nice stretch for the outside of your right shoulder, maybe a little bit down your right arm. But you want to settle in and just start to melt into this stretch. Slowing down your inhales and your exhales. And if this is too much, if you're not getting all the way down, use a prop, use that rolled up blanket to maybe prop up underneath your shoulder or underneath your head. And then just settle in. Slow down your inhales and exhales. And as you come into stillness physically, the mind will start to follow. So we'll take one more big inhale through the nose. And as you exhale, walk the left hand back so it's in front of your face. Lift up and slowly start to draw that right arm back to the right. Lower all the way down and take your right arm all the way out to the right. So you want your wrist, your elbow, and your shoulder even. And we'll start to roll over the right side. You can bend your knees and stay just right here. You can lower the left foot down to the mat behind your right as you bend your left knee. Whatever's comfortable for your lower body, find that position and just allow the nice gentle stretch for the front of your right shoulder to just
take place in this twisted stretch. Nice steady breathing pattern. We'll give it one more deep inhale through the nose. And as you exhale, slowly start to roll back onto your belly. And then lift up to your forearms, and we'll take that first stretch over to the left side. So slide the left arm over towards the right, keeping the arm directly underneath the shoulders, and then start to lower down. Again, maybe using a prop, and then reach the right arm forward. Settling in. We'll give it one more deep, big inhale through the nose. And as you exhale, walk the right hand back, lift up. Bring the left arm all the way out to the left, keeping the wrist, elbow, and shoulder in line, and then start to roll over the left side. Again, just take the legs to however is comfortable for you, and settle into the pose. We'll take one more deep, big inhale through the nose. And as you exhale, slowly start to roll back onto your belly. We're going to lift up into tabletop. And we're going to set up a child's pose, but we're going to use some, let's use some blocks. So, actually, need 2 blocks that are of the same size. You're going to set up your child's pose, and you can have knees wide, or you can bring the legs together, whatever is comfortable for you, and how your hips are feeling right now. But since we didn't really stretch out the hips too much, I'm going to take knees wide, big toes to touch. Take the palms just so that you can sort of clasp the end of your mat and start to fold forward, and then dropping the forehead down to the mat. Just noticing the different sensations you're feeling in each stretch and each pose. And if you're able to really relax physically and start to slow down your thoughts. Sometimes that's the most challenging part of the class, is just learning to relax and learning to let go of effort so that you can just settle in and be alone with just the sensation, alone with your breath practice. And just knowing that sometimes less effort and letting go is the best thing for you. Just to slow down, get quiet, and be still. And doing that a couple times a week is so good for you. And yet so many of us forget to be quiet and still and just listen to ourselves and our thoughts. I'll give this one more big, deep inhale through the nose. And as you exhale, slowly coming back up. We'll put these off to the side for a second. And we'll come into our next pose. We're almost at the end. So again, you might want to grab our handy strap that you used in the beginning. So we're going to want to clasp either the hands again, or you'll take your strap or your towel, whatever it is you're using, and you'll just grab onto that, okay? So choosing whichever is best for you. We're going to clasp our hands and slowly roll back all the way down. Keeping the clasp of your hands, or continue to hold on to your strap or your towel, and just let the arms relax back, relax the neck. One more deep, big inhale through the nose. And as you exhale, you can roll over to the right and release the arms and take them down by your side, and maybe just let the shoulders roll back. We're going to roll up to seated, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So this time, left arm up, right arm comes up the back to either clasp your hands or you can use your strap or your towel. And then we'll start to lay back. And again, just settle in. And try to release any attachment that you have to the pose and where you think you should be or where you ought to be. And just allow yourself to go to where the body goes, where the stretch feels gentle, but you're still feeling a stretch. Where you can focus on your breath with a slow, steady, controlled pattern. Where you can notice sensations, but still keep a smile internally and maybe physically on your face. One more deep, big inhale through the nose. And exhale, roll over to the left to release the clasp of either your hand or the towel or the strap, and just let the arms fall down. Just for a minute, maybe rolling the arms in and out. And then we're going to roll back up to seated. So this we'll use as our final pose. And again, you can take 2 blocks, or if you do happen to have a blanket that's rolled up, you're going to use the blanket in place of the blocks. So if you had a blanket, you would place the blanket rolled up like a tube this way. So actually, I see in the corner of my eye, if this were your blanket, you're going to lay it like this, and you're going to lay on the blanket with the edge of your mat right at the beginning or the end, whatever you like, right where that first rib is, and you're gonna lay down, and you can use it as a pillow as well. Okay, so you're gonna go there if you happen to have a blanket or even an extra yoga mat. If you're using blocks, you're gonna place it same place. So you're gonna place it right at the edge of that first rib. And then your second block you'll place underneath your head if you want it under your head. Otherwise, some people like to let their head dangle, arms out to the T. And enjoy this nice chest opener. You can keep the knees bent, or you can straighten the legs out. And just melt into this kind of delicious pose. And we have to learn to really fall in love with taking care of ourselves, our body, our minds, our souls. And sometimes just taking a minute or a couple minutes, or maybe the class is 25 minutes,
to get still, to get quiet, to really listen and tune in to what's going on inside without any distractions. So I invite you to stay here for several minutes, at least 4 or 5 minutes. I'm gonna tune off now. I'd like to say thank you for joining me with the practice. But please stay in this pose as long as it feels wonderful. Peace, namaste.